remember it like it was yesterday, waking up, and there's glass and blood and smoke. My friend comes through the passenger door screaming, "Casey, are you okay?" I was dazed and looking around, and I undid my seatbelt, and I couldn't really move very well, and so my friend, because he thought my car was on fire, grabbed me, pulled me out, and then it was chaos. People were screaming, crying. They were trying to help me, but I was hurt from the impact. Fireman came and was helping me. I said, "Sir, is my friend okay?" And he said, "Son, I'm not worrying about him right now, I'm worrying about you." And then it hit me. I had hit my friend with my car. I had lost control of my car and landed in some trees. I was unconscious, and he was killed. I was throwing a party that night, and I was just ready to leave. And it's weird wanting to leave your own home, but I was around so many people, and it felt like I was all alone. I had just turned 17 years old, was about to be a senior in high school, and I was realizing that although I was surrounding myself with people all the time, I was still very much alone and depressed. And so I said, you know what, I'm leaving. I got my car. And as I was leaving, my friend came and sat down in front of my car, and others started banging on the window, "Casey, get out of your car, get out of your car." And I remember just screaming, "Leave me alone, let me go," and turning up the radio real loud. And so someone decided, hey, let's block him in, and they put one car in front of me and another car behind me. You know, it was interesting because I had stuff and people blocking me in, and I still found a way, because those things, as they blocked me in, were never life-giving. They were never fully satisfying, and I wanted out. And so I left, and I pulled up to the stop sign at the exit of my neighborhood, determined to leave, but for some reason I decided I wanted to just go home. And so I turned right and started heading down the road, going about 80 miles an hour. And as I went around this curve, I see my friend John in the street with his arms up like this. I tried to swerve, but he jumped the same direction. His body rolled up the hood of my car, smashed through my windshield, and as he came through so hard that my airbags came out and I lost control of the car. I was unconscious, and he was killed. You know, many people would look at that one incident and say, well, of course you need Jesus. They would see the crash and they would say, man, you need Jesus because you killed somebody. You really messed up. But the reality is, the sin in my life didn't begin that night. The sin had been something I was born into and something I was living out of. Not only that night, but many years before that and many years since. And so what I respond is, my need for Jesus is not any more than yours just because my sin looks worse. And I learned that after reading the Bible and learning about Jesus, who was God in the flesh, living amongst people. And he wasn't just going to those who had it all together, he was going to those who were falling apart. And so he did what we could not do by living a life we could never live, fulfilling the laws and the prophecies of the Old Covenant, dying a death that we all deserve on the cross. And through his death as a sacrifice, he purchased for us forgiveness and acceptance by God. The good news is he didn't remain dead. Jesus was dead and buried, and by God's power, 3 days later, he rose him from the dead, defeating sin, death, and Satan, so that all who believe in him won't perish, won't die, and be separated forever from God, but be reconnected with God both right now and forevermore. And so at the age of 17, God rescued me from my sin. He gave me new life and gave me a passion to see other people come to know him.